What is hedonic pricing method? A hedonic pricing method is often used to estimate quantitative values for environmental or ecosystem services that directly affect market price for homes. It is most often seen in the housing market, since real estate prices are determined by the characteristic of the property itself as well as the neighborhood or environment within which it exists. The price of a building is determined by the characteristic of the property itself, such as appearance, the conditions, and the size of the buildings, which also known as internal factors. Also, the building price is determined by the characteristic of the surroundings, environments, including the environment amenities and environment quality around the building, which will affect the housing price market.
The basic premise of the hedonic pricing method is that the price of a marketed good is related to its characteristics or the services it provides. Agency staff want to measure the benefit of an open space preservation program in a region where open land is rapidly being developed. So, hedonic pricing method were chosen in most of the real estate company is because housing prices in the area seem to be connected to how close they are to open spaces. Plus, it's the cheapest and simplest option since we have easy access to data on real estate transactions and open space parcels.
The first rank of hedonic pricing method is granular analysis. Hedonic pricing allows for a detailed analysis of the various attributes of a product service. This granularity is particularly useful when trying to understand what factors contribute most to its overall value. The second strength is market-based. This method relies on actual market transaction and price. It means that it reflects real-world preference and valuation based on consumer choice and behavior. The third one is applicability. Hedonic pricing can be applied to a wide range of products and services, including real estate, environmental amenities, and durable goods. The result of hedonic pricing analysis can have important policy implications. For example, in environmental economy, the method can be used to estimate the economic value of clean air or water.
Next, we will move on to the weaknesses of hedonic pricing method. Besides the benefits of this method, it also has disadvantages, including failure to capture the environmental preferences or difference of consumers and their willingness to pay. The weaknesses are availability of information. Hedonic strategy implies that the specialist who form the price should have all the positive and negative characteristics of the property. In fact, not all the information can be collected. Sometimes there is no access to some data. This method also does not include taxes, interest rates, and other regulatory implications consumers might face and how they affect the prices of the house. Lastly, price fluctuation. Since this is typical for any market, the disadvantages is how long it will take to react to market changes.
There is also some international case studies that are using hedonic price method. First is to estimate the effects of flood on real property value in local Nigeria. The study discussed about the properties in the floodplain which decreased the sales price for an average value house. The flood events led to the higher discounts of property value, which is depending on the location, property market situation, and also insurance availability and also cost. The next case study is about the valuing the water resources in Switzerland. In this paper, linear and spatial hedonic price models are applied to the housing market. These include the water abundance, different type of water bodies, the recreational function of water, as well as non-linear effects for distance to the nearest lake and large river. Next case study is the classification and valuation of urban green spaces in Aalborg, Denmark. The paper categorizes green space into their types and studies the impact on the housing price in Aalborg. The categorization process involved manual classification based on the idealized description and a rating system. This considering the accessibility, maintenance, and also neighboring.
Hello everyone. Just now we saw how the hedonic pricing methods were utilized in other countries. Now we are about to see the implementation of this method in our country. There are plenty of cases where hedonic pricing method were applied in Malaysia. We specifically chose 3 cases which are quite impactful towards the economy. The first one is a study regarding the price of houses in Subang Jaya and its dependability on green spaces. The next one is the impact of nearby green spaces towards the property value, and the third one is the economic value of green space in Putrajaya. So the first case in which the green space availability affects the property prices in Subang Jaya. This study was carried out in USJ and also Putra Heights, 2 acres of nature park located nearby those areas, and the price of the property varies according to the distance from the park. The nearer the distance of the housing area from the park, the higher the price of property, and vice versa. As we can see in this diagram, this shows a significant usage of hedonic pricing method. So let's go for the second case, which is the green space in vicinity enhance the property value in Seremban and Melaka area. This study focused on the availability of open space which occupied with nature and greenery near a property could hike the price of it. In this comparison, the house with ample of open space with greeneries will be more expensive than a house or property without an open space or green space. So this shows that as per the hedonic pricing method, the more the amount of green space availability in the vicinity, the higher the price of the property. And the final case will be the study to determine that the Putrajaya wetland influences the price of the nearby properties. This study ensures that hedonic pricing method can be able to provide strong basement towards valuation properties. Thus, it's proved that the houses near towards Putrajaya wetland is high in price compared to the houses which are far from the wetland. In this study, it shows that the price of the property is lower when the distance of the property is far from the wetland area. So, these are the 3 specific cases where hedonic pricing methods were applied. And that's all from us. Thank you so much for your attention.